Hi there. Welcome to Hourglass Workshops and Conversations with Nancy and Cheryl. I'm Nancy Burns. I'm an acupuncturist in Los Gatos, California.
And I'm Cheryl Seavey. I'm a writer and a blogger on women's issues, also in Los Gatos, California. And today we are talking about hobbies, or more specifically, interests. And how did that conversation start?
I was saying that I read the other day that Benjamin Franklin advised that everybody should have three hobbies. And of course, Cheryl and I, when we think of hobbies, we think of going to hobby stores and our brothers doing the model planes and model cars and, but I think he was talking about interests.
Right. I think so.
That's what we choose to think.
That's right. Yes. So we decided that since we splayed against hobbies, words are so interesting how they take on a different meaning, when we talk about them. But I think more than likely is interests and the importance. I think he was right though to say that we should have at least three new interests because it expands us. We learn more. And anyway,
I became. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think we become more interested in life and we become more interesting as a person to talk to. We've got something to say.
Yeah. And right now people need something to talk about because people have been stuck inside too long. But I realized when I read that, I thought, I don't have any hobbies. So I started thinking about it. And if I take it out of the hobby realm and just into the interest realm, I've taken up learning watercolors because I've painted with oils and acrylics, but I've never explored watercolors. And then I have become a farmer because I am growing tomatoes from seed and they're doing really well. And I'm farming them out to many little farms in the area. Cheryl's one of them.
I'm the adopted family of the next batch.
And I'm not sure about my third interest is cooking with the freshest ingredients and doing research about like the best cheeses and meats and crackers to do one of those spectacular charcuterie trays. Mm-hmm. Is that what you call those?
Yeah.
I never know how to say that word.
Yeah.
So how about you?
Yeah, good. Well, I think that gardening has taken on a step up this year. I had a pretty good garden last year and I've got raised beds. So I've developed my little compost bins and those have been going really well. I'm ready to get that, what do they call it? Brown gold or something. Anyway, whatever, into the ground and take some of your adopted tomato plants. I've been doing a lot more reading, varied reading on selective mm-hmm. things. And that's been really fun. And just diving deep into some things. And I recently took a writing class that's on kind of more creative writing. And it's become more a deeper interest. I've always enjoyed writing, of course, but taking it down this channel is a little bit different for me and has been really, really interesting and fun. So
that's been a very interesting class you've been taking.
Yeah.
I've been having fun hearing about it too. So
yeah. And and it's Natalie Goldberg for anybody that does write or is involved with journals. She's just a marvelous woman and she has some really good prompts, which just makes you think about a lot of different things. And I think that's one of the things when we do have new interests, it does take us down these different avenues and exploration that we really hadn't even thought about.
It really does. And being really open. I just finished reading the book on the Mondavi family, and it really spurred my interest into finding some new fine wine and not just going to tasting just to be tasting whatever, but really being discerning. So I'm exploring this summer the Lodi region, which is known for their Zinfandels. And Cheryl and I were down tasting. We had really fun. It reminded me of the way Napa used to be before Napa got so darn expensive, Mm-hmm. Really good wines, really nice people. So that's another interest that we'll pursue this summer.
Right, right. Yeah. And I think that the nice thing about if you have an interest, you can pursue it as long as it feels good for you. And then you go, I'm done. I don't want to do that anymore. Like last year was my bread making interest, you know. I
Yeah.
tried making bread. I learned about yeasts and flours, and that was fine. And until I kind of gained the COVID-19, and then I decided that wasn't such a good plan. So perhaps I should dial it back on the bread a bit.
But, it actually does speak to the idea that, yeah, you can move from interest to interest, but you never really leave it behind. So now,
Right.
you feel
Yes.
confident in baking bread. We were talking about flour arranging and taking a flour arranging class. Once you learn that skill, you use it the rest of your
Yes.
life. So, well, you may abandon the active searching for the perfect bread recipe. You know how to make bread, and you
Right.
know how to, explore different recipes and
Well,
stuff.
that too, and it also, one, it gives me a much greater appreciation for really good artisan breads, for example.
Right.
And, and buying a better quality of bread, just because I know more about it. It's like sewing. I used to sew, and I do that periodically, and so you really come to appreciate well-constructed clothing. So whatever it
Right.
is, I think
Right.
interests really help us dive deeper into ourselves and whatever that particular interest is.
Well, it seems to me that this, as people retire and are having more time to enjoy life, it's the perfect time to become very discerning and find the best of everything, whatever your interest is. If it's golf, find the golf course that you just are crazy about, that is the biggest challenge or the most beautiful or whatever. If it's wine, find, a winery that you just love their wines. So it's kind of fun to be able to actually, since we're not feeding, teenagers anymore, that will eat anything that doesn't eat them first.
Right, right.
Now we can explore some more adult, interesting,
Yes.
culinary pursuits.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. So, yeah, so I would encourage, I'd encourage our audience to take up some new interest, try something new, just because,
Yeah,
and see where it
because
leads you.
Benjamin Franklin said so. That's
That's
why.
right. That's right. He was the foremost. I think he was the first person on sort of self-improvement. He wrote the book,
Yeah,
the first really big self-help book in his
yeah.
autobiography. So, um,
Albeit he was a little wacky, but you could take up being a nudist like him. He really loved doing sunbathing in the nude every day.
really,
Yeah,
well,
he
go
did.
figure. And he was on the East
Yeah,
Coast too. It's a little chilly out
I
there.
know.
So
Yeah.
anyway, all right. So we'll leave you with that. Drop us a line, respond. Let us know what your interests have been, either during COVID, what you're exploring now, because we're always interested in trying new things. So until next time, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Nancy.
Bye now.
Bye.